I want to propose an idea. This is for your day trading consistency. How can you find day trading consistency if you're not consistent in the way that you're trading? Let's talk about how you can focus more on your consistency and getting to a point where you find consistent profits as well. I'm going to give you some ideas and some tips and things that you can work on here in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Today we're going to talk about some tips and some ideas on what you can focus on to find more consistency as a day trader. The big thing is, how can you find consistency if you're not actually consistent in doing something every day? If every morning you take a trade with no real strategy, of no real plan, well, how can you actually find consistency doing that? Well, you won't, because one day you're going to try this strategy, the next day you're going to try that strategy, the next day you're going to try to go back to the other strategy. So you've got to focus on one play and one play only, and just focus on this for 30 days, for 2 months, whatever it is. First thing we want to do is we need to identify where are some of our shortcomings. A lot of people will come to me and say, Patrick, I always end up making money in the morning and then I lose money in the afternoon. Or Patrick, I have problems trying to jump in right when the bell opens and then I end up losing money and then the market moves in the exact direction that I thought it would move. So those things right there, those two ideas alone are very simple and easy to stop, right? If you know that you make money in the first hour, the first 2 hours of the day, and then you lose money at the end of the day or the middle of the day trading, well, what should you probably do? Let's stop trading in the middle of the day. Let's stop trading in the afternoon. Let's just stop it. Let's try that. If you're having that issue, and I know people watching this video right now are having that issue because I've had that issue and I've heard it from about 100,000 different people saying they have that same exact issue. If you make money in the morning, stop trading in the afternoon. If you consistently end up losing money in the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the market open, well, let's stop trading the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes. You guys already know that there is a very clean and simple strategy for trading the first 15-minute opening range breakout. So that strategy alone, not that you're going to become rich just by having that one strategy, but it really is a way to stop you from jumping in on that first move and maybe getting stopped out and then missing the actual move. A lot of the moves in the morning can be choppy. That first 15 minutes, very choppy action. It's not always clean. Sometimes we do get those big movers and we're able to make money in that first 5 minutes. But I would say the majority of market opens normally will end up being a little choppy that first 5 minutes, the first 15 minutes. If you're going to trade a strategy, you've got to do it consistently for a long period of time. You can't simply just jump from strategy to strategy, constantly just jumping strategy, new strategy, other strategy, this strategy, that strategy. Focus on one strategy. Figure out, okay, I'm going to trade the 15-minute opening range. And every day I'm going to try it for at least 1 month. I'm going to try it to trade the 15-minute opening range for 1 month. And I want to see the results. I want to see what happens. Do I have more red days than green days? Do I have more green days? Am I making a profit? Am I having problems with my entries? Am I having problems with my exits? If you don't do something over and over for like a month straight, how are you ever going to figure out if it even works? Just jumping from strategy to strategy to strategy is not going to ever find consistency as a day trader. If you're a beginner day trader or you're even an intermediate day trader who can't find consistency, why not try to focus on a strategy that we know consistently kind of creates results? Like, we know the 15-minute opening range can be very, very powerful in terms of the breakout, the breakdown. So why not just focus on that? If you're watching this video, guys, I'm sure you're here to learn. You're here to make yourself a better day trader. So why not take these choices right now? Take these tips, these ideas, and run with them. If you've been down on your luck, you feel like you can't get anything right, you enter, the market goes against you, you lose, blah, 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 and then you just can't figure out what you're doing wrong, the best thing you can do at that point is to size down. Go down to like one micro contract. Go down small size. Just focus on very small size and only wait for the right setups. Take the right setups. If all you're doing is jumping in and jumping out, getting in, getting out with no strategy, well then why are you even confused on why you're not consistent? So if you really want to kind of stop losing tons of money, I had a guy the other day, it was like, man, I've lost $30,000 in the last few weeks. I'm like, stop. He wanted advice. Like, what do I do? I'm down $30,000 last week. So I'm like, stop trading right now. Just stop it. Stop it. Please stop trading. That's all you can do. Like, just, you got to stop. You got to take a breath and you got to walk away and be like, all right, I've lost $30,000. Why have I lost $30,000? What have I been doing wrong? You can't address this while continuing to do those bad behaviors. If you're putting on massive size and you're losing $5,000 every morning and you have this issue over and over and over, well, you're not going to be able to ever break that pattern if you don't stop doing that exact pattern. So the best thing you can do is to just go back to small size. The micros are there for a reason. They're great for learning. They're great for practicing. They're great to have a little bit of skin in the game, but not have a ton of skin in the game. So trade one micro contract. There is nothing wrong with trading one micro contract, my friends. A lot of people think like you've got to make a certain amount of money, but hey, if you're losing a certain amount of money, you're losing a lot of money in general, then like, what's the difference at that point? If you're losing $30,000, does it really matter if you make $100 profit per day at that point? Like, if you could just make $100, why does it matter? Like, you don't need to make thousands of dollars if all you're doing is losing $30,000. So right there, that the first thing you should do is just stop trading. If you're going through a rut, you're having big losers, you can't get out of that rut, stop trading. Another really common issue that people have is they take profit early. They get into a good trade, they don't hold it, they get out early, the market goes exactly where they thought it would go, and then they're like, man, I missed out on this big move. They end up FOMOing, and then they probably end up losing. They go on tilt, they lose more money. How do you stop doing this? You've got to be consistent on how you take profit. If you enter a trade and you know that your strategy normally, gives you 10, 20 handles, you've got to be like, all right, I'm going to get my 20 handles, and then I'm going to look for my, my next trade. I'm going to get my 20 handles, I'm going to lock in the profit, and then I'm going to move on. But I'm not going to take profit early. Just because I'm up $100, just because I'm up 5 points, does not mean I take profit. You've got to be consistent with taking profit the same way that you're consistent with holding on to your losers. How many people cut off a loser before it hits their stop loss? Like, think about that. How many people cut off a loser before it hits their stop loss? I would say like almost everybody ends up holding until it hits their stop loss. But the same way that people are supposed to hold for their profit target, they don't do it, right? People do not hold until it hits their profit target consistently, but people consistently will end up holding to hit their stop loss. So these are basically 4 or 5 different ideas that hopefully you guys can apply to your own trading, whatever you're going through right now. I would say the best thing to do is if you're going through any type of emotional or battle or whatever it is, maybe you're not getting in, maybe you're not getting out, whatever it is, size down. Go to a size where you don't care. Like, you're like, all right, I'm going to trade one micro contract. Go to one micro contract. Focus on the process. Focus on the trades. Get the setups. Look at the points. Be like, all right, look, I made 5 handles. I made 20 handles. I made 10 handles. Whatever it is. Focus on the handles. Focus on the points that you're making from those trades. Don't focus on the P&L. Go back to the basics. Ask yourself, what can you do to stop making the bad choices, like entering a trade early, or trying to trade during the chop, or not taking profit, or not cutting off your losers. These are all things that are very simple to fix. If you don't fix them, you will continue to go down that slippery road of red lava confusion and destruction. So if you guys want to learn more, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, check out the Market Flow Trader community as well. We got lots of videos breaking down the strategy and my overall thought process, the emotion, and all that fun stuff. So I'll talk to you guys later on.